Hi there, and welcome. I am Stíofán Séamus, and I am a spiritual healer and advisor and an intuitive reader. As we live our lives, Spirit guides us to and through life situations that can be difficult to understand. It is up to us to decide if we will follow the path that the Creator has set before us, or ignore all the signs and wonders that this universe has to offer. Sometimes we are presented with a life situation where we need further guidance or healing to get through it. As a spiritual advisor and a master Reiki healer, I connect with Source and channel messages and healing specifically for you and your highest good. Having love life issues? Let's talk and see what Spirit would want you to know about the situation right now. Emotional issues? Maybe you're in need of a Reiki session so that we can channel universal life energy into to help you realign, Or maybe you're debating a career move and need to know if now is time to make that move. Well, through our Spirit's mutual understanding, we can seek out these answers. So, if you would like to have a reading, please message me now, and I will get to you in the order that you let me know when we get to the time to do readings this evening. In light and love, Stíofán Séamus, Guide of the Light. Okay, well, so you're going to have to excuse me a little bit here this evening. I am having to work around a couple of different things, trying to see, like that didn't do what I wanted it to. I got an internet connection that's slow. Thankfully, this is doing fine, but it's, I don't know, other stuff is being kind of screwy. So please do bear with us as we try to get into this and try to get it going and try to get everything else. If it ain't one thing, it's another, y'all. Okay, so yeah, we're going to do this, and then I'll talk about all that later. Let's get into the collective reading while I'm waiting on... no, I want to talk about this, and then I'll get all of... I'll do that. Yeah. So, I'm going to get this kind of out of the way right now, and give it a little update on the goings-on this end of stuff. And talking about the camera that I've been talking about getting to try to make this better. It's a camera that's going to give you the table shot, but it's supposed to be a higher resolution camera. It's supposed to, help us get hopefully is going to show us the card the card better. I don't know how else to say it. Anyways, the card cam part of the, let me just show you. The one that's above me here, the one that's to the right above me here. So try to get that to where it's actually like can see the card and can read the card and you can read the card and all of that. That is somewhere between here and Indianapolis, Indiana. The last that I heard. I've said something to the people that I bought from, and they're like, "Oh, okay. We'll see what we can find out and try to get it all settled for you." So, I don't know. And according to their site, it's delivered, which is not true. Anyways, so that's kind of an update on that. I'm stalling to try to get the phone to do its thing so that I can get the stream published to the places that I want it to publish to. Anyways, so yeah, we got that going. And I hope it works. I'm sure it probably will, but so anyways, FD, and I don't know how to pronounce any of what you got up there, so I'm just going to call you FD. Hello and welcome. I'm going to do a collective reading here in just a moment. I'm going to let some more people kind of build in here. I don't know that is going to be something that I'm going to be able to answer. Because I don't even know what road to go down on trying to do a tarot reading for that. So yes, Rory, you can have a reading. Okay, so I want to get into a collective reading here first. And then we'll get into doing then we'll get into doing your all's readings. So bear with me here as we get started into that, because it appears that my phone is not going to participate with us today. So that is just wonderful. So all right, so we're going to get into Archangel reading. I just got done mixing the cards here, and I cut the deck. I'm just going to pull 2 cards. That's what I'm feeling there. Okay. So the first card is Life Review, and this comes from the Archangel Jeremiel. And they're saying take inventory of your life and resolve to change or heal anything that is unbalanced. The other card that we have here is clear your space. And this comes from Archangel Jophiel. Jophiel says, get rid of clutter, clear the energy around you, and use feng shui. I'm not going to get into feng shui. That is a whole other element that I'm not completely familiar with. I understand that there's some things in there that's really cool and all that, but I agree with the card on the rest of it. I'm not saying that I don't agree with feng shui. I just don't understand it. Okay, so life review. This is a great setup here. FD, I don't know if this might have a little bit to do with what you're going through as well. But there again, this is a collective, and it should be relatable to everybody. If it's not relatable to people, then that's okay too. There still should be something that people can take from it. So, life review. This message of taking inventory of our life and resolve to change or heal anything that is unbalanced. That is like a lesson. That's a light worker lesson, like day one. Look, if you got unresolved issues, you're going to have to resolve them. Those are things that you have to, as a light worker, you have to be able to look at yourself and be like, you know, maybe I do need to forgive so and so about this and that, because if I don't, then these karmic things that keep happening to me are just going to slow me down whenever I go to do my work. And so things like that is what kind of goes through a light worker's mind whenever we kind of get into this jive and focus of what's next. And I tell you what, sometimes this isn't really all that easy, if you want to put it that way. But you have to take things for what they are, and then look at it. And in this life review, the clearing the space really pairs well with this. Okay, so what are we going to talk about here? Are we going to talk about physical space, or are we going to talk about emotional space? Are we going to talk about spiritual space? Are we going to talk about career space? What areas are we talking about in our life when we say clearing our space? Because really, the card kind of talks in a physical way, but there are areas in our life that we could that we could clear the space, right? Even spiritually, even metaphysically, even financially, So how do we take care of that? Hello there, Becca. I do see you. I'm not ignoring you. I'm not trying to. We're doing a reading, collective reading, and talking about these two cards here. So come on in and join us, and then I'll be getting into some personal readings here just real soon. So, this life review, that taking the inventory of our life, so whenever we clear our space, let's talk about taking an inventory of our life in the concept of a physical space. Okay? So, whenever you go and you're going to resolve or change or heal a part of your home or whatever, your physical house, what do? Well, you start kind of like you do kind of do a little bit of an inventory of things that you have, and you start to clear things out that you don't need in the space that you are going to change or do the healing in. And sometimes changing even is just clearing stuff out, right? So whenever we talk about, clearing our space, what parts of our lives are serving our highest good? What parts of our lives are actually bringing us to a place where we're living a life that is for the betterment of humanity? Now, I challenge you all the time. People come in here all the time. I said, I'll tell you, live a life that is for the betterment of humanity and that is for your highest good. And it has to be those two things together. It can't be one or the other. Because in your mind, what is best for humanity may be to do X, Y, and Z. And yes, that might have been good, but because you didn't do A, B, and C, which would have been better for your higher self and humanity, it's nothing. I go by these 4 principles. Seek justice. Show mercy. Spread peace. And love unconditionally. In these 4 principles, grace is found, with love being key. If you do any of the other 3 without love, you've done it in ill gain. It might return back to you, but it's not going to return back to you in the way that it would have or should have had you have done it out of pure, unconditional love. And so whenever we talk about taking an inventory of our life, doing a life review, clearing our space, we need to do that out of love. Doing what is best and for the betterment of humanity and for our higher self. Peace. Okay, let's see. Becca, I had a couple before in the room before you, or whatever, I had a couple people in here before you, so I'm going to get to them real quick. FD, are you still in here? Okay, so FD, here's what I can do. I can do a general reading on the situation that you're going through right now. Okay? And kind of give you some insight and or advice based upon what the reading shows. Okay. I just I don't do readings that are very specific like that, because I don't have a way to know. I'm not a fortune teller or anything like that. I am a spiritual healer and advisor, and I give advice through doing tarot readings. So if you're looking for something more specific, you're probably going to want to find somebody that's a psychic that can give you more direct answers. But I mean, my automatic chats just came up. You see what kind of questions I take there. So like I said, I can answer the question along the basis of what you need to know about the situation, and see if there's any kind of advice that comes up for it. Okay, general is good. Okay. Because here's what I would hate to happen, is I would hate to say, oh yeah, she had your back, and then it's wrong, right? Or no, they don't got anything on you, and then it's wrong. Then that makes me look bad, and I'm not into that, you know. Becca's been here before, I believe, and she kind of gets the idea of what type of stuff that I do, and I'm sure I think she's seen. Becca, have you seen some of my more accurate readings, or were you just on the other night? I was wanting to think that I've had you in here a few times, but I can't remember. There's so many people that's in and out all the time. Okay, FD, I need 4 numbers between 1 and 78, please. Okay, yeah, that's what I was thinking. Okay, I can only go between 1 and 78, FD. Okay, so we're going to ask what FD needs to know about their current situation. Got the cards shuffled, And cut. So. Three, 34. And 78, 77, 76. One, two, three, four. Okay. Okay, so the first card. The first card in this reading is kind of like the situation. Sometimes this can get really specific, and other times it can be just kind of vague. This is more of a vague card. It's a transitional card. It is card 21 from the Major Arcana, which is the World. Okay, the World in a general reading suggests that this is the full completion of this cycle. The spiritual lessons have been mastered. I'm going to get into hello, Sharma. Welcome back. I'm going to get into the business reading part of this as well. I'm not sure why, but I have a feeling that needs to be included. So this card in a business reading suggests that there is great success and fulfillment. One is where individuals where they need to be. Talks about one being the master of their own universe, and I'm not sure that this speaks to you necessarily, but here's what I'm going to have to do is I'm going to have to move to the next, go into this a little bit deeper so that I can extrapolate a couple other things here. Sharma, yes, you can ask a question. I have one or two ahead of you, I think, but yes. The next card in this reading is the position is challenges to the situation. Okay, and the challenge to the situation card is the Nine of Swords. The Nine of Swords suggests lots of anxiety due to mental distress. Your head is doing a number on you. You have started oh no, excuse me. you have some negative opinions of others. Um, you're good. You're good, Becca. You're good. Uh, and talks about that you possibly needing some extra psychic protection during this time. As a business career reading, it talks about excess worry about the job or career causing mental distress. Okay, so blah 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 blah. It's kind of same old on that. Um, the card of advice. The advice card is the Four of Pentacles. The Four of Pentacles suggests solid foundations are being laid by one's groundwork. Strong possibility of financial stability. Okay, so you know, um, hang on. I'm sorry. I'm having to really mull over this one just a little bit. Okay, but then this one. Okay, FD. Here's what I have. Okay, and it's not really much of anything that the cards are really saying. It's kind of the cards, but it's also my gut. Okay, and I got a big one. Stop that! Stop that! Be nice to yourself, Steven. Um, so the issue that I have is I'm not connecting with your situation. So what I do see is anxiety and worry in your situation, in the things that are going on around you, and so with that, what kinds of things can we be looking for and trying to get ourselves to be in a higher place mentally, emotionally, spiritually, financially, or whatever, is setting some really good solid foundations. Okay, I can't sit here and tell you that my mentor would tell me that I just need to tell you that I don't have anything for you. I mean, other than a little bit of what my gut's telling me, which is this whole mental worry and stress thing, and then if you do the whole thing of like setting out, uh, setting some strong foundations, some strong relational foundations with certain people, with the right people, and I'm not talking about like romantic relationships. I'm talking about platonic relationships, friendships that are beneficial to you, uh, that are going to be for your highest good, as I talk about all the time on this show. Um, Doing that stuff and putting yourself uh, in that position. The card that comes, it's in the outcome position, is 17, the star, and that talks about things kind of getting started back, going in the right direction for you. Okay, so I don't know. There's a little bit of a discrepancy in the reading that I'm getting between the reading and my own gut feeling. Therefore, I can't move forward with being confident in saying exactly what's going on. Okay, I know that the issue may be is that you are looking for such a specific for such specific information, and that's not a bad thing. But since you're looking for such specific information, uh, I'm just not able to pick up on what you're needing to know. Okay. Other than the whole making sure that you get your foundations, so that you don't feel like this whole anxiety and worry and stuff is going on, to be able to have this renewed sense of joy and happiness to be a new and better person. But that's really about all. I hardly get guys. Okay, so here's the deal: is I hardly get a reading that is like that. Okay, but there are certain things that can cause that. One, it could be a personal uh, block, personal energy block that the questioner has put up. Two, like I said just now with FD, that whenever we go to be looking for something so specific, that the connection just doesn't get made. Okay. And so, and for me, as an intuitive reader uh, and a spirit, um, a spiritual advisor, I have to be able to make these energy connections and stuff. And none of this is actually bad things, okay? We all go through it. All of it happens to us. Some of us more than others, some of us stronger than others. And so whenever you get into a reading and you're kind of hit this brick wall of, well, I mean, I can see the other three cards, some kind of what, but this one card just doesn't feel right, then it's like, I'll give what information that I can, but I can't make this full connection. Sometimes that full connection does not make, and that's the really unfortunate thing of this job, if you want to call it that. So, if you're a light worker and you're like a light worker in training, and you're looking to get into tarot reading, or you're looking to become a spiritual advisor and healer, then you're going to have to realize that you're going to have days, maybe, or especially times like this where you're scratching your head and you're just like, yeah, I don't know. And here's what the thing is people on the outside, the people on the outside of the world, are thinking, we should get this stuff right. We should know this stuff like every single time, right? But that's just not reality. I mean, look at even with stuff that deal with facts, okay? We deal with facts, and even with factual knowledge of certain things, we're not always 100% right, which sounds very, very weird, but it's true. Okay? So, it's just something to keep in mind as a light worker if you're looking to get into something like this. Anyways, Sharma, I will, girl, that specific, let's see. Roar, are you still in here? Sharma, the chances of you getting married in the next 2 months, 50-50. I'm sorry. I mean, what? How could I do a reading on that? No, I don't have timeline readings. What you see scrolling through here on the tarot reading donation menu. That's what I have. The reader special, I have a couple of different readings that I can mess with, but really that's like a 4-card general reading, and then I got a 3-card relationship reading. But I don't do timelines. That gets into fortune telling, which I don't do. I do advice, and that's it. I mean, I look into areas of people's lives and kind of see, what's going on. And but I'm an intuitive reader. You're talking about somebody that's, more like a psychic. All right, Sharma. We'll ask and see what you need to know about the relationship. I mean, I will try to see. I mean, all that I can do is I can, like, I'm trying. What has she decided to do with her relationship with him? I can do a reading on to see, if what you need to know, if there's anything that you need to know about that relationship, but. But the reason why I say that is I have a little issue with trying to read someone that's not asking for a reading. Okay. So I can do a reading on, like, the situation and kind of see what you may need to know about the situation and the relationship itself, and in connection to you. But there again, that's like I said, I don't really like reading other people without having them ask me or having them say that I can read them, it's just bad practice, really. So if that's what you want to do, I need 3 numbers. The first number I need between 1 and 16. The second number I need between 1 and 22. And the third number I need between 1 and 40. Okay, Becca. Whatever you say. Whatever you say. Alright, so we're asking what Charmin needs to know about the situation revolving around her lover's karmic partner. And we have shuffled, cut, and dealt the cards. So let's get right to it, shall we? The card from the court is the Page of Shields or the Page of Pentacles. So a Page of Pentacles in a relationship reading talks about new stages within relationships that are beneficial, less financial struggles, and stronger commitments. Okay, so and I'm not done. That's just a good quick overview. The next card from the Major Arcana is the fourth card in the Major Arcana, the Father or the Emperor. The Emperor could suggest a partner or ex that is currently rendering one powerless. This could be through lust, domination, or control. Okay. And then the lower 40 card is the Two of Wands. The Two of Wands in a relationship reading talks about following your intuition, making your decision for your highest good. Okay, so so let me pull this together. The Page of Pentacles showing up here, that whole thought of ideas of new stages within relationships that are beneficial. Okay, so there looks as though as there may be some things to come forward in this relationship that will present you with a new not necessarily a starting point, but it's like a starting point. It's like it's not really even a starting point. Like whenever you're playing a video game and you're in a level, but a checkpoint. Yeah, that's what I was trying to find. A checkpoint in a video game where you're in the middle of a level and then you die. Yes, Kristen, you may. I'm in the middle of a reading right now, but after I get done with this reading, you may have a reading. So you know how you're in a video game and you're going along and then you die, but then whenever you start over, you don't start over from the beginning of the level, you start over from a checkpoint. So this is kind of like you're reaching a checkpoint in life. It's not completely a start over, okay? So I don't want you to think of it like that. But it's just a new stage, things are maybe taking a different direction in the life. Now, what I am concerned about is the Father card in this reading, suggesting a partner or an ex that is currently rendering one powerless. And the thought of this being through lust or domination or control. And I don't know if this is necessarily your particular situation, like if your partner is this way, or if maybe your partner's your lover's relationship with the karmic person is this way. Because I'm not feeling like it's like you and your lover, in which they are, in which you all are having this issue, but more like you feel like that they are having that issue, that your lover is being controlled by the karmic relationship. So that's just kind of what I'm picking up there, anyways. Does that resonate with you at all, Sharma? Property issues. Okay. And okay, so here's I feel like there's a bit of a question of like some things that are going on within within the relationship itself, and you kind of got this like gut feeling that something isn't quite right. And the Two of Wands coming up, this is the one that really jumped out at me. The Two of Wands, and the reason why is because it talks about following your intuition and making your decisions for your highest good. Okay, so if there's something that you're feeling, and things just aren't quite feeling right, take time to spend a little bit of energy to feel that out. Okay, because you don't want to totally dismiss that in hopes that things are going to be okay. At the same time, you don't want to completely stay tuned into it as well. Okay, so just be aware and be attuned into it. Okay, so that's what I would have for you on that. Holy cow, did I do that? I think I did. So anyways, I did. That has helped somewhat, in some way, somehow, and that you can get some clarity in for yourself. Really look inward here, and in relationship is where you actually want to be. And I don't know why I said that, but that was something that just came to my mind, and it was like, you need to say this. So, yeah, make sure that where you are in relationship is where you want to be. Okay, so. All right, Kristen. Chris. Is Chris okay? Chris, and you go by Chris? You're welcome, Sharma. Thank you for asking for a reading. So if you're out there and you're just watching, hanging out with us or whatever, I do ask you to please go to YouTube, like, share, and subscribe to my YouTube channel. And by the way, the lag might be a little bit less on YouTube than it is on Facebook, but just so you know. Also, you can find me on Facebook, facebook.com/Guide of the Light. And you can book readings and Reiki treatments and stuff with me there. So, hey, whatever. Okay, Chris. I will be more than happy to do a reading for you. What is your question? Hello, Preeti. Just a general reading? Okay, more than happy to do that for you, Kristen. Okay, so Chris from Facebook is asking for a general reading. So we're just going to ask the cards. What does Chris need to know about their life right now? Just some good general advice. Maybe there's something going on spiritually that they need to know about, and they just need to get things straightened out, worked out, and all of that. Maybe there's some family issues or something that they need to be aware of. You never do know. But we do ask for that guidance and advice to come in at this time for Chris. Chris, I need 4 numbers between 1 and 78, please. 4 numbers between 1 and 78. And while you're doing that, I'm going to be shuffling the cards and now cut the deck here in just a moment. Let's switch cameras. There we go. And as I was saying, if you haven't yet, please like, share, and subscribe to my YouTube channel. Anybody out there that's just out there watching and so on and so forth. Be more than happy to have you to do that. It'd be a great help to me as I try to get things up and going on the channel and in business and life and so on and so forth. I think that's going to be enough right there. That feels good. And cut the deck. And okay, 6, 27, 14, 36. Awesome. Thank you, Chris. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Awesome. Okay, good deal. Okay. So the first card is the situation card, and the card in that position is the 8 of Pentacles. The 8 of Pentacles in a general reading suggests that this is a time of patience in one's material affairs. Don't give up. Save, and you can put a little aside for spending. Wise investing takes patience and time. There is no need to rush. Okay? That's the situation card. The next card in this reading is the challenge to the situation. And for this one, we have the Ace of Pentacles. So the Ace of Pentacles talks about new beginning for projects with excellent financial outcomes. And grab the opportunities. Okay, so with this being in the challenge to the situation, the fact that it is a brand new situation in and of itself, a brand new financial situation, very much so, as this reading looks very financial based. The Pentacles are a financial, are the suit of finances, basically. Okay, so it's kind of a starting over point, and so it's kind of making saving up hard to do right now, and so you're having to play this game of back and forths with saving, and really, like, I kind of got this sense of you're kind of somebody that you used to be somebody that like saved a lot, and then something like just happened over the past 3 months. Certain little unseen happened, and puts us in a bind, and then a lot of people are going to have to like start over financially, right? So and people that were used to saving are now going to have to all of a sudden spend a lot. Okay, so that's like one of these big major issues. So the next card in the reading is the advice card. The card in the spot for advice is the 5 of Pentacles. Okay, The Five of Pentacles suggests that there are obstacles and challenges with finances at this time, and one may feel abandoned by the divine, striving with very little result. One may have some financial loss, so allow yourself to learn the lesson. This is a difficult period, but it will pass. Heed the lessons of looking within. Heed the lessons of looking within. So, what do we get from this card as an advice? Okay, for something like a situation like this that is just so toxic, I guess, of a situation that gives us, it's just like, man, I don't know how else to describe it, you know. So as an advice card, you know, this doesn't sound like an advice card, but as an advice card, that whole thing of allowing yourself to learn the lesson. Okay, so we're going to have to start over, right? We're going to have to start from a fresh slate, more or less speaking. So this whole thing, we have to relearn to be who we were in that. But how do we take ourselves and move forward, right? And this card tells us to heed the lessons of looking within. So, looking within, honoring what's inside, realizing that the answers have been there all along, and that everything that we do is going to have to be for our higher self. But we already know that. Okay, so the last card, that outcome card, is the Three of Pentacles. The Three of Pentacles suggest recognition and resulting in rewards for your hard work. Well done. There could be a bonus or promotion. You may be studying or starting something new to improve circumstances. This is a good time to invest. So, as down and out as this time is, even though we were this practical saver, even though we were somebody that was being able to put some aside, but then also spending what we needed to spend, though we've had to come to a point of restarting that savings plan and coming from a point of a clean slate, we can make it. If only we look within and notice the divine within us and see that we have the answers. So I hope and pray that this gives you some sort of peace and some sort of clarity about what's going on in your life right now. Because I know right now it's just seeming like a really weird time. And then putting us all in a place where we just don't, we're flabbergasted, for lack of a better term. And knowing that we know the answers to get where we need to be. I think you're fine with how things are going. If I'm wrong on the reading, I'm wrong. I'm sorry. I didn't ask any questions because I feel so strongly connected to this and seeing so many things that's happening here in the reading that it really kind of speaks to me. So I hope that this has given you some kind of a peace of mind and that you can be able to move forward with that. Peace to you, Chris. Okay, well, again, if you're just sitting around and listening with us, we do thank you for joining us, and we ask that you please like, share, and subscribe to the YouTube channel. You are welcome, Chris. Was that something you was needing to hear? Okay. Well, what do y'all say? It's time for a little bit of product advertising. I believe so. So the cards that I use at the beginning of the show to give collective reading and give people something to think about comes from this deck right here. It's called the Archangel Oracle cards. And it's a great beginner deck for trying to do readings and stuff and try to tap into your powers and so on and so forth. It's a 45 card deck. Also comes with a little guidebook. Has the name of the card underneath the picture, and then underneath the name of the card also has a short description. In the book, it has a little bit longer description, but it's the short description will get you by. So that's great. Then another good starter deck is this one right here. It's called the Celtic Dragon Tarot. This is the guidebook to it. This is by DJ Conway and Lisa Hunt. And this is great. Illustrations are nice and stuff. It's got just a short paragraph story for the card, and then a 2, 3, 4 sentence divisionary meaning for the card, and it's just wonderful starter deck. They do switch the swords and the wands meanings with each other, but that's, I mean, in my opinion, that's not too bad. I don't do that. They do that. I have my own meaning. I have my own writing. Okay. So that's that. Then this deck, this is my absolute favorite deck. It's called the Celtic Tarot. Do you see a trend going on here? Celtic Dragon, Celtic Tarot. The Branches of the Celtic Tarot by Christopher Hughes. Absolutely great book here. The illustrations, I love the illustrations. He gets into a really deep story within the tarot, and it's great. The divisionary meanings are quite lengthy. They're like 2 full paragraphs, okay, like half a page, versus the 3 or 4 sentence divisionary meanings in the other book. But it's good. It's good stuff, okay. But that's a good. It's just a good deck. I love it. And once in a while, we will do some ceremonial stuff on here. Talk about some out of context, I guess, if you want to say that. Things. Religious. I don't want to call it religious. Traditions. And that, all of that comes from this book. Some of the stuff will come from, Christianity as well. But it is Wicca, A Guide for the Solitary Practitioner by Scott Cunningham. He's got several other books as well, which is... Hang on. The Magical Household, Incense, Oils, and Brews. Cunningham's Encyclopedia of Magical Herbs, Encyclopedia of Crystal, Gem, and Metal Magic, Encyclopedia of Wicca in the Kitchen, Spellcrafts, Magical Herbalism, Living Wicca. Okay, yeah. And so, yeah. A great book if you want to just kind of just learn about Wicca. It's a great book for that. If you want to pick up the tradition as a solitary practitioner, you can do that as well. He provides his own Standing Stone Book of Shadows. That's what it's called, Standing Stone Book of Shadows. He's got recipes in here. He's got invocations and prayers and chants and it's it's a lot of good stuff in here. Y'all, like really information about the times of year and all that, which we are going to be coming up on a time change here soon. All of those products. Boom, 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 boom. All of these products, I have a link to them in the Facebook and YouTube description. And you will click the link on the product that you want. It'll take you to the product, directly to the product from Amazon right there. And you can just click on the link and, like I said, take you directly to the product at Amazon, and you can buy the product. Once you're in Amazon, you don't have to come back to the link to get to one of these others. You can just search for these others, and they'll pop up, and you can find it from there. But I provided the link to all 4 of these, just in case that there was like one certain one that you wanted and you didn't want all 4. I mean, So, anyways. So, I do thank everyone that has came in today. That's been a wonderful, wonderful time with everyone, seeing as we don't have anybody else that's coming in here. Final thoughts from the Guide of the Light. Okay, so here's my final thoughts. I talked a little earlier about, light workers and when things don't quite go right in readings and so on. Which I have had happen a couple of times. Here's what I want you to take from today, especially if you are a light worker. There are going to be times whenever people, even though you say what you know to be true, they're not going to take what you say to be true as fact. They're going to deny it 100% of the time. And unfortunately, that is just a circumstance that's beyond our control. Don't allow someone like that to have control, keep control over you. Move on. Carry on. And let things be. It's in moments like that where we really, really, really learn who we are as a light worker, as a spiritual advisor, as an intuitive reader, as a psychic even. I mean, psychics get this sometimes too. So don't be put off by it. Don't be discouraged. Just keep going. And everything will be fine. In light and love, Stíofán Séamus, Guide of the Light. Again, if you haven't yet, please like, share, and subscribe to my YouTube channel. I am at Guide of the Light. This has been Guide of the Light Live. You can also find me on Facebook, facebook.com/Guide of the Light, and also on Twitter at Guide of the LIGH1, the number 1. I don't know, it was a Twitter thing. We do thank you for watching. Be on the lookout for the next live show. If you would like to help make the viewing and reading experience more enjoyable, you can support me by sending donations to paypal.me/Guide of the Light. Every dollar that I receive will be spent in making the show better, so every dollar counts. I thank you and send light and love your way. The cards used in the show is Celtic Tarot by Christopher Hughes, Celtic Dragon Tarot by DJ Conway, and your intuitive reader was Stíofán Séamus. The producer is Stephen James. We do say thanks to the ones that have given, are going to give, and have nothing to give other than a review and a share. My heart and light goes out to each and every one of you. May the divine bless you all in light and love. This is Stíofán Séamus, Guide of the Light.